What's cracking, yo? Welcome back to Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. This is a video that I have been planning to do for a while, that I've been waiting to do. And one of our good supporters and subscribers here, Zeddy Perry, has asked me to do quite a few times. So we're here. We're here, Perry. We're here. We're doing it, and I'm excited to do it. This is about Kobe Bryant's historic, outlandish, incredible, legendary 2005-2006 NBA campaign. Now, we're just going to talk about the regular season in this video, and then we'll do a different video about the playoffs, which only lasted one round. This season was Kobe Bryant's second season without Shaq, and he came in with some vigor. Phil Jackson was returning, and the Lakers and Kobe had just came off a season where they did not make the playoffs. Now, let's put that into context, because people just say Kobe's first year without Shaq, he didn't make the playoffs. Time out. That 2004-2005 campaign, Kobe had a season-ending injury roughly about halfway through the season and missed the rest of the games. When he went out, the Lakers were currently in a playoff position. Afterwards, the team just plummeted, obviously, without Kobe being Bryant, and they fell off and they didn't make the playoffs. Kobe wasn't there most of the second half of the season. I just have to throw that out there because people don't like to bring that up. Now, this season, 2005-2006 campaign, like I said, Phil Jackson was coming back. They had a bunch of new players that were added to the roster that Phil Jackson handpicked for players that he felt like would fit well in the triangle. Now, Kobe Bryant played 80 games this season, scored a historic 35.4 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.8 steals, and about half a block per game. Even by today's NBA standards, a 35.4 points per game average is astronomical. But when you take into context the era that Kobe Bryant did this in, you will realize how astronomical this scoring average is. In 2005-2006, the average NBA team was only scoring 97 points per game. Today, they are scoring 114 points per game. The pace is up, the possession is up, the three-point attempts are up. Back in the 05-06 season, the average team only took 16 three-point attempts as opposed to 34 three-point attempts to this day and age. And back in 2005-2006, it was much harder to score than it is now. The defenses were allowed to do things that they cannot do today. And the league is now, the spacing is incredible now as compared to 2005-2006. So you take all that into consideration, it was much harder to score back then. The game was much slower back then. You had less possessions back then. And Kobe ripped off 35.4 points per game when the average team scored 97. Kobe Bryant's scoring output was 36% of what the average team scored. And I do believe that is the highest scoring percentage in NBA history when considering the amount of points teams average. That is just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. 36% of the scoring was on Bean Bryant. The Lakers averaged about, I want to say, 99 points per game, so he was about 35-ish% of the Lakers scoring was all Kobe Bryant. That's not even points assisted on. That's just his scoring output. Take that into consideration. An absolutely legendary scoring performance. Historical, what Kobe Bryant did that season. All while defenses were geared to stop him as a scorer. He wasn't getting sagged off on. People were up in his chest at all times, and Kobe was constantly creating his own space. Defensive never sagged off on Kobe. There were times where players sometimes opened defensive defensive collapse, whatever the case may be. But the norm was you are in Kobe Bryant's chest and his chin, and you are giving him no space. You just play solid defense the best you can, and we'll have a second, third, and fourth guy ready at all times to rotate over, step in for help defense. That's just the truth. And Kobe was still doing whatever the hell he wanted to do. The scoring output was nuts. Now, looking at his 4.5 assists, I've watched damn near every game that season. Hardcore Laker fan here. Hardcore. The 4.5 assists, I'll be honest with you, Kobe should have averaged about 7 assists that year. 7 assists. I cannot tell you how many times Kobe passed the ball. You have someone like Kwame, and I love Kwame Brown, the YouTuber, the personality. But I can't tell you how many times Kwame Brown would miss layups, miss dunks on feeds from Kobe, bobble the ball, lose the ball. On top of that, the Lakers didn't have any good shooters on it. I understand the three-point line, or the three-point wasn't what it was now, but there were still teams that had some marksmen. The Lakers really didn't have a marksman. And I can't tell you how many open shots guys would miss that Kobe would feed them for game after game after game. He didn't have one really reliable person he could pass the ball to and they could guarantee a bucket. Let's look at the Lakers roster from 2005-2006. And what Kobe was able to do with this team, how far he brought them is absolutely amazing given the help he had. Kwame Brown, already talked about him. Andrew Bynum, I believe, who was a rookie that year, didn't get much playing time. He was not the Andrew Bynum that we would see many years later. Brian Cook was probably the best shooter on that team, but all he was a spot-up shooter. He didn't get a whole lot of plays ran for him, didn't get a whole lot of time. He was more or less a defensive liability at the same time. But he was the best shooter they had from three-point land. Devin George, love Devin George. Devin Green, Jim Jackson, Aaron McKee, old-ass Aaron McKee, Slava Medvedenko, Chris Mim, Lamar Odom, who was not the Lamar Odom. So let's keep this in perspective. He was not the Lamar Odom that we would see later on in 2008, 2009 in that championship run. Lamar Odom was very much in his own head at the time. Lamar Odom did not feel comfortable being a second option to Kobe, so he wasn't always productive as a starter. It wasn't until Pau Gasol came, and then they moved Lamar Odom to the bench, I believe, if my memory serves me correct, and then he felt comfortable as the third option and leading that the bench unit. All right? Smush Parker was the starting point guard. LaRon Profit, Ronnie Turioff, love him. But he didn't really come into his own until some couple years later. Sasha Vujacic didn't become the shooter that we would see up until around the 2007-ish year. Von Wafer and Luke Walton. Love Luke Walton, love what he can do. But come on, man. This was Kobe Bryant's help. Kwame Brown, Andrew Bynum, Brian Cook, Devin George, Devin Green, Jim Jackson, Aaron McKee, Medvedenko, Chris Mim, Lamar Odom, Smush Parker, LaRon Profit, Ronnie Turioff, Sasha Vujacic, Von Wafer, and Luke Walton. This is what Kobe carried all season long in that dog-eat-dog Western Conference, that beast of a Western Conference. Kobe Bryant, I even remember the first game of the season, it was against the Denver Nuggets. In true Kobe fashion, hits the game-winning field goal. Sauced up. And we are going to watch some highlights, some extensive highlights of Kobe Bryant's campaign from that season. But let me run down some facts about some of the amazing accomplishments Kobe had in that 2005-2006 campaign. The Mamba's 81-point night marked the only time in NBA history a player made at least 25 field goals, 5 three-pointers, and 15 free throws in a single game. During the 2005-2006 season, teams failed to score 81 points 206 times. Kobe became one of only 5 players joining Mike, Wilt, Bob McAdoo, and Kareem to score at least 2,800 points in a single season, including a career-best 183 pointers. Averaging 43.4 points in January, Kobe recorded the highest scoring month since Wilt Chamberlain's 45.8 mark in 1963. Kobe entered the 2005-2006 season with 30 career 40-point games in his previous 9 campaigns. He finished with 27 that season, and the Lakers were 18-9 in such games. Bryant also registered 5 50-point games in his previous 9 seasons, exceeding that total in 2005-2006 with 6 of them. In the 10 games in which he made at least 5 three-pointers, Bryant averaged 46.3 points, shooting 53% from the field, or 53% from the field, 56% from three-point land, and 81% from free throw land. Bryant's 27 40-point games were the highest single-season total since 86-87 when Jordan had 37. Kobe's 35.4 scoring average was the highest since Mike averaged 37, also in 86-87. In April, Kobe averaged 41.6 points on 51% shooting, making 41% of his three-pointers, and he joined Wilt Chamberlain as the only player in NBA history with multiple months averaging 40 points per game. Wilt did it 11 times. Over that season, Kobe became the only player in NBA history to make 900 field goals, 150 three-pointers, 600 free throws, and score at least 2,500 points over a single season. Put that into perspective, considering the pace of play, the amount of possessions, and the scoring averages back then. Absolutely incredible. And I remember a fact from back then that wasn't even on this. Before the calendar year rolled over during that campaign, Kobe Bryant's scoring average was like, I'm not kidding you, it was like 37 or 38 points per game. He was getting close to averaging 40 points per game on the season. It was like 37, 38. It was something like that. And then Phil Jackson pulled Kobe aside. He said, hey, we had an agreement before the season that you would carry much of the offensive load until we can get these players on board with the triangle offense, get them comfortable, and get them to fully understand how the triangle flows. But now, as we roll into the second half of the season and we start to gear up for the playoffs, I need you to pull the reins back. Don't take on as much of an offensive scoring load, and let's start premiering the triangle more as we move into the second half and into the playoffs. That was a conversation Phil Jackson and Kobe had. So had Phil Jackson not pulled the reins back on Kobe, oh boy, all right, boy. Stop, Kobe. I get it. You could probably average 40 on a season, but hold up. Had Phil not pulled it back, we could have seen something even more ridiculous. But Kobe pulled it back, settled with about 35 points per game. Good with that. Let's get these other guys on board. That is facts. That conversation happened with Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant. I remember watching this campaign. It was my first year of college. I was in the dorms every day watching the games. If I couldn't watch the game, I just had the live feed up all the time following. And every game, it was something incredible Kobe was doing, or it was just mind-blowing. But enough talking about it. And to this day, probably the best campaign, in my opinion, I've seen. From an output, from a scoring, from a statistical, from watching the games, his skill level. But then the other thing I mentioned, Kobe Bryant was a premier defender. On top of all this scoring, all this energy Kobe Bryant exerts towards scoring, he was also a first-team All-NBA defensive selection, the best defensive shooting guard in the league, and was clamping people down while he was also exerting just as much energy on the offensive end. That's the other thing that players don't have to deal with today. Another reason I'm less impressed with scoring today is that a lot of these guys aren't doing it on both ends of the. They're spending all their energy on scoring. Well, somebody like Kobe and like Mike, they was expending energy on offense and on defense while still getting the job done. with S-tier level defense. Come on, man. Like, I take all that into consideration when I talk about this, one of the best campaigns I've ever seen. Probably my favorite campaign I've seen. Like, I've seen ones that I've seen live. From a both ends of the floor perspective, everything he did carrying that roster in the Western Conference, the skill level he displayed on a night in, night out basis. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's get into these Kobe Bryant highlights, shall we? 2005-2006 campaign. Video by Maximilian711, best basketball YouTube uploader for highlights on the internet.
Got to defend Kobe, yeah. Now Kobe fires and the Lakers.
So this was the first game of the season versus Denver Nuggets. There's a game winner right here. Boom. I remember that live.
And the Lakers have a 2-point lead.
Oh, you've got to get yourself in the lane. It's Bryant dancing with Bell. It's Kobe Bryant over Bell again. Kobe Bryant.
And then Kobe with a top shot.
The dude was such a master at creating space. Give me that, boy. Look how high he got.
Throws down a monster jam, and he's fouled by Marvin Williams. Lamar on a 2-on-1 with Kobe. Ottawa Candy. The thing about it is Kobe reverses it home.
Throw that joint.
That's why there's two sides.
That was one of his signature dunks, too.
Going right by him to the basket with a finger roll.
Bryant against Iguodala.
Shooting it. Iguodala was one of the better defenders at the time.
Outlet and look out below. That's levitation, Holmes. And check out Patino Mobley.
Kobe could create his skill level, and his footwork was so ridiculous that I've seen him create space so many times without even putting the ball on the floor, just by using his body and his footwork and his pivot foot, and wouldn't even put the ball on the floor. It's pure mastery. Wet. Breathe. Give me that.
Ginobili had 22. Kobe, into the paint. Circus.
Absorbs the contact. Get you up in the air. Pump. Don't jump.
Even when he misses, it doesn't seem to bother him much, does it?
They get it right back to Bryant. Yes, Kobe Bryant.
Dave Williams certainly has that.
I don't think his release gets enough credit. Kobe could have a like a black mamba attack, like a snake attack. Quick release, man.
Bryant playing the low post.
Kobe had a million different moves in his bag.
Look at this.
This is a question.
Look at that.
You got to know who has the ball. The leader in the league.
He had a million different moves in his bag and 100 counter moves for any counter move you had. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? When people mention the great finishers at the basket, for some reason Kobe's name never gets brought up. I'm like, Kobe was an elite finisher at the basket. Whether he's dunking it on you, right hand, left hand, lost the ball, and what? Fadeaway three-pointer. What's up? Bang. Clutch. Don't forget, that's the same Dallas Mavericks team that went to the finals that year, albeit they lost.
Open court. Oh, yes, sir.
Sweet reverse. Kobe was a Mavs killer. So I'm pretty sure this is his 62 points. Yeah, this is 62 points in 3 quarters right here. Kobe Bryant outscored the Dallas Mavericks by himself through 3 quarters. I think this is better than... I find this more impressive than his 81-point game. Because he could have had 80-plus points this game, but he did not play the 4th quarter. He outscored an entire team by himself through 3. I was so mad when he didn't come back in the game, because I was like, this could be the first time we see one player outscore an entire team. I really wanted him to go back in. But Phil gave him the opportunity. Phil asked Kobe, do you want to go back in? Kobe said, no. I'll get it another day. Can you believe that? For somebody to say, I'll get it another day, that's how elite Kobe was, and he could just do what he wanted almost any time he wanted to. Footwork, man, footwork. knocking the defender off balance.
Yes! A new career best and he's fouled.
Dallas ought to foul somebody else so that Kobe can't get it.
Now Kobe for three. I don't believe it. Incredible. 95, 61. Add to his career best. 62 for Kobe.
I take it back. He is good, but he has more than Dallas has.
Kobe threw the three, acknowledging the crowd on their feet.
Is William Bryant, the fall-away. A beauty.
Dude, that fadeaway jumper was pure.
Underneath Kobe Bryant. Turn around.
With the 12 guys that are on their bench.
And there's Kobe
Giving
Bryant.
Gary Payton and Dwayne Wade buckets all day.
There you go. Bryant one-on-one with Gary Payton over Gary, and the Lakers take the lead.
Against this squad. Kobe up against Gasol. Reverse.
Good way to squeeze through that. He used to give the Memphis Grizzlies fits too, man.
Over Mike Miller.
Grizz looking for their first lead here.
Kobe, good look.
Kobe was a threat from anywhere on the floor. Anywhere on the
Got it
floor.
again.
He had no weakness anywhere on the floor.
Kobe's got 25.
That was the other thing that separates him from a lot of the other players, man.
For Kobe. The first
You could
one.
not push Kobe anywhere where he was uncomfortable.
Back down and Lamar gets the block. Says, Kobe,
Everywhere.
can you do it from the
He
other
was a
side of the
threat.
floor? Kobe says, what game have you been watching? I can do it from inside.
And when it comes to open three-pointers, Kobe Bryant shoots an actually very high percentage when left uncontested.
Rebound. Kobe slicing his way to the paint. Creates the contact and goes to the line. Lakers. Kobe up with the three. There's the answer. One was Parker. Handing it off to Kobe. Kobe going by his man with contact. It'll go anyway. No
Extremely strong, too. People didn't realize how strong Kobe was.
Kobe has an answer for it. Got to make a decision. Kobe, will he bail him out?
Give me that.
Yes! 30 feet away with a fresh shot clock.
Allen Iverson had a good campaign this year, too.
What a stroke.
He was second in scoring. I think AI averaged like 32, 33. Look at the crossover.
I think he's making up for lost time. Iguodala, he's going to be
Sensational ball handler.
Kobe falls away. Does it again.
So fundamentally sound. Like, Kobe would do a lot of work without traveling. He rarely traveled. I know we say a lot, they don't call traveling, but Kobe rarely traveled. Like, his footwork was sound. Off the left foot. Give me that.
His wheels are not like they used to be.
Kobe right by his man on the finger roll and fouled as he beat Iguodala. Weber came over, and Kobe looks for the three-point.
High post, and that brought Chris Mim out.
Kobe up and under on the finger roll.
Has some energy, and he's
Yeah.
always got energy. He's putting
Deep into the shot clock. Kobe will go over Iguodala.
And one.
Hit and gets it.
Iggy
Doesn't have the
Pop.
numbers.
Come on, Iggy Pop.
Will it make a difference, though? No! He'll get it anyway. Lakers.
shot clock becoming a factor.
Kobe, deep three. Unbelievable. He's at 42 and counting.
Giving them the
Lakers
work.
with their biggest lead of the game. Draws two. Deep into the clock. And wow, what a long three. Makes no difference again. 45 for Kobe.
And you see why Iverson respects this guy so much. And a lot of people that played against Kobe respects him because they knew the dog, the mentality he had when he got on that court.
Lakers lead by 23.
Now they're in a shot clock position.
Well respected amongst his peers.
Every single 53.
Crossover. What's up? Shake 2-3 defenders and reverse dunk
Man,
it.
he knows that he has
Cross.
to pick it up for himself and his
Yep.
team.
Step through. Yep. Cleared away.
Led them this year. They are third in defensive field goal percentage at 42%.
And he can save all of his energy for the offense.
You see, the dude is well defended all the time. It doesn't make a difference.
Oh, how about Kobe Bryant? Kobe
Sagging off, you could not sag off on this man.
with the left hand of beauty.
He was a threat from everywhere. It wasn't like, you know,
For a screen, now takes the three.
it's like, okay, let's see if his three-point shot is going today. No, Kobe's shot is always going. So you better put the defensive clamps on the best you can.
Three-pointer.
Because don't let him be hot on top of that. He's good for 25, 30. Don't let him get hot. That's almost a guarantee.
With the defense on
He's going to give you at least 25, 30. You wake up knowing that. You better hope he don't give you more.
Here he is again. Kobe from the corner. He hits again. Lakers in front by 2. Lakers really have
Golly, the ball handling right there.
My God. It in from the right side, 36 points for the leading scorer in the NBA. Goes again. It's going up. There he goes. Yes,
It's going up. And it's going in.
Killing him. Killing him.
Amazing. That's the only description.
And he wearing the
Because
Huaraches.
when he gets it going, he gets it going. I don't care who's in his face, how many's in his face. You just don't stop. Number 8. How good are you? Do you think you're any good, Kobe?
Come get that work, son.
I guess you are.
do not want to get into a foul shooting contest with the Clippers, who are outstanding.
That is ridiculous.
He is absolutely taking over this game.
Fade away, 2 defenders on him. Don't make a difference, bruh. Don't make a difference.
To force the Clippers to help sooner.
Kobe Bryant with points 49 and 50, and the Lakers back in front by 1.
Down and right through a crowd. 1, 2, 3.
Bruh.
Falling away off the glass. Push the Lakers up.
The skills to pay the bills. 4 defenders, bro.
It's going to be down to if the Lakers
falling back, nice touch, right hand. Got Jermaine O'Neal, left hand while going behind the backboard, scoop finger roll.
Short jumper, got it. Lakers by 2. Kobe spinning between the defender and hitting the jumper plus the foul. 3. Still a 1-point game, Indiana.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Body contortion. Like I said, he's one of the great finishers at the rim, but he rarely gets mentioned when people talk about that. Rarely. Layup package, dunk package, didn't matter.
On the stutter step. Beautiful floater on the right side.
Fundamentally sound. Even when he added a flare.
Easy one with the right hand.
if they're going to just buckle down defensively, then their offense will pick back up.
Kobe weaves inside, got the lip of the rim of this. Kobe on the handoff. Man, left with Jack. Contact, and he'll go to the line looking for
Good
the
English.
play. Jack was burned for his belly got caught in the air, and you knew it. Kobe up against Jack on the floater. Kobe again with the fouls. The entry and the follow away. Tough, and he always makes it look easy.
Butter.
There wasn't a lot under it. Kobe on the spin.
Golly, spin move baseline, back to the basket, absorbs contact. Oh my God. Son.
Kobe over Blake. 1-point game. Clears tomorrow night.
Mambo's different. Long range ball. Give me that.
Really bothering San Antonio.
Okay, this is the game versus Cleveland and LeBron James, where Kobe was absolutely cooking LeBron in the fourth quarter. Kobe hit like 3 or 4 clutch buckets against LeBron to finish that game off. And he was calling for LeBron James. He was waving off screens. I remember one of the plays, they tried to bring him a screen, said, no, I got this. No, waving the screen off. Give me Bron. Here it is right here. Come get that bucket, Bron. It's clutch time. Uh-huh.
Bryant. Yes. So Kobe Bryant, quiet for most of this. Bryant putting moves on James.
That was the play right there.
Yes. He had a foot on
I think it was Radmanovich who was coming for the screen and waved them off on this play.
Ultimate confidence, Marv. Only Kobe Bryant, I think, in this game, in this league, has the ability to overcome a tough night and hit 3.
Run. Kobe will try to silence that as he shakes in the baseline.
Give me that fade away.
Kobe right at
The
Derek
footwork
Fisher.
there and the ball fake on the pass to shot.
Kobe in the middle. Nobody stops Kobe Bryant. George out to Kobe
Somebody
Bryant.
better try to stop him.
He's driving into Dunleavy again and scores right over him. Shot clock at 5. Oh, he made it from the corner with a shot clock at 3. What a shot. 76ers last weekend when he hit 9 of the 10 from the floor. Kobe. Oh, he fades left so well, doesn't he? Shot clock at 9. Kobe elevating, sticks it.
It is a constant barrage of mid-range fadeaway, leaners, left, right. dunks, reverses, floaters, three-pointers. Like, he showed you everything. Everything. Back in Miami.
Here's Bryant. Yes.
I think this was the game where Shaq, he embarrassed Andrew Bynum with a putback dunk Shaq did. And then Bynum came back with a spin move, left Shaq in the dust, and dunked it with one hand. I think this is the game.
Not even touching the rim. 10 of his 35 points here in the fourth quarter.
Down to 7. Bryant off the fake. Yes! Kobe Bryant does it effortlessly. He has 37.
Shot is on automatic right now. I mean, when he lets it go, look at the follow-through. The left hand, perfect position.
Kobe Bryant, who is doubled by Thomas and
He always gave the Sacramento Kings work, too. Good Lord.
Kobe Bryant for 3. And Bryant's got 9. Devin George had a 17-point performance against Miami. Kobe again.
He was going to crack it down until he got it back.
Bryant again.
Come here with the left hand, boy.
Kobe Bryant.
Sit it down. Two defenders, fade away, don't matter. Clean.
Got 23.
Pure, man. Pure score.
Oh, what a shot by Kobe Bryant. Dark he is.
Look how easily he shoots the basketball, too. I mean, this is
and now he's rocking
we're going through
his official first sneaker.
Kobe's got 30.
Before long.
Well, they're so athletic and long. And Bryant caught it by
He wanted the foul. Oh, maybe he did want the foul.
Now over Miller. Kobe Bryant, a sensational shot. The entire game has been played within a 13-point span. Bryant over Garcia.
That's unbelievable.
That was a ridiculously hard shot.
Kobe over Marion. Got it.
Shaw Marion was a great defender. Oh my God. See that all-in-one motion? Catch it this way, contort body, left or right, off glass.
Final 7, as you mentioned. Deep 3. Got it.
In the game.
Kobe, another deep 3. Did it again. Well,
all right, here's the infamous 81-point game. Watch him put these buckets up.
Some of the rookies, of course, at this point hitting the wall halfway through the season is Kobe. Worst shooting nights of the season the other night. In fact, his worst shooting night in a month. Here's Kobe. Oh, sweet move.
Dribble once, dribble twice, step through off glass. Another thing that Kobe doesn't get
He's one of those guys that everybody wants, but nobody keeps.
recognition for is the fact that Kobe Bryant didn't hold on to the ball for a very long time in a possession. Kobe knew what he wanted to do. He was very quick in his motions and very decisive. He wasn't just holding the ball, eating the shot clock up whenever he got the ball. He knew what spots he wanted to get to. He would get to his spots. And even if he couldn't, he always had a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E. He could always compensate for the situation. But he was always quick in his movements, wasn't holding the ball. Always quick in his movements. Decisive player.
Well, they're giving him the ball to see if he can add to it.
Yes, he does. 3-pointers. What Toronto's shooting right now.
That tells you what the Lakers are doing defensively.
Kobe again.
Straight up water. Buckets all day.
Still 6.5 to play in the third. He pulls up for a 3. Yes.
Jalen Rose, you better. You gonna let him walk into a 3-pointer? That is just a ridiculously hard shot.
Bill McDonald in for Joel Myers. Here's Kobe again. Yes, sir. And the crowd's starting to sense it too as he builds up to 47 now. And
back to a 6-point margin here.
Kobe all the way. Reverse layup is good. It's 2 on the night. Knocked away by Kobe. Great hustle by Kobe.
Tomahawk two-handed dunk.
And dunk, Lakers lead. In the lineup, you mentioned it. Oh, great pass. Kobe alone.
That was a good play. Freed him up.
Kobe. Nobody helping right now defensively. So
that is the weakest. You got a guy this hot. That is a weak double team. I can't even call that a double team.
Held on the play, but kept his concentration.
Kobe goes straight to the dribble in the lane, laid up and in. Kobe with it now. Lakers lead 105-96. Another 3.
Well, there goes Will.
4 away from Elgin Baylor's Laker record. For 3 again. Yes!
Well,
470. Holy.
Cooking, baby, cooking.
Wants it to get into Kobe's hand. Kobe guarded by Mo Peterson. Kobe
Pump fake, don't matter.
Kobe's got the Laker record. Oh my goodness. Teammate also. Well, I guess you do. I see your point though. Kobe down the middle, throw it in, including my partner for the night at least. Bryant for 80.
80 points right there. I remember watching this in my dorm. Going nuts. Going nuts, going nuts, going nuts. I couldn't believe it. Oh,
Quick hands, good hands. Kobe weaves his way.
dude, bobbing and weaving. Right hand to left hand, finish with the left hand. Come get a three, boy. Spuckety, spuckety, schmucket buckets. Come back for that reverse. Easy. Just throw it behind your head. That baseline three is so hard. Kobe came back with a vengeance this season. Nice little crossover there. Into the mid-range bucket. Pump fake. What you want? Fade. Fade. You know, he was looking to give Detroit buckets after that 2004 finals.
Kobe, his best look of the night, and he makes the most of it. Kobe in the corner, the three.
Good Lord. He got Tayshaun Prince and Ben Wallace on him, two of the premier defenders in the league. Didn't make a difference. Oh, we're going to give New York them buckets now. Throw that up. Throw that thing up. Throw that thing up.
Kobe with a rookie on him, Channing Frye over Frye. Got it! Kobe.
Kobe always put on a show against New York.
Kobe Bryant as he weaves his way through the entire team.
Let's see the kid with the ball.
Skills, man. Skills to pay the bills.
He'll be up over Steven Jackson. Kobe, do you believe it? Steven Jackson's only down by 4. Kobe on the spin.
Good Lord, the spin move left.
Kobe on the spin.
Went between both of them defenders. Spinning on them all day. Ooh, switched it to the underhand. Over to under.
Kobe on the reverse with the two-hander.
The Charlotte Bobcats. Y'all remember that team? The Charlotte Bobcats. They had the ugliest jerseys and the ugliest colors. The Bobcats, I remember, would give the Lakers trouble for whatever reason. I remember Kobe dropped 50 on the Bobcats. It might have been this game where he dropped 50 on the Bobcats. But they lost, man. The Lakers struggled with the Bobcats for some reason.
Why not? Line drives it home. Leading it off for Kobe. He wants to get beyond the arc straight away. Got it again.
It's in the paint.
No, it probably wasn't that game where another game he dropped 50 on the Bobcats and they lost.
Kobe space three. Yes. Kobe. Now off the pick. Kobe on the fall away. What a stroke. Kobe's got it.
Oklahoma City Hornets. Good Lord. Fadeaway three with two defenders looming over you. Windmill. On a 2-foot gather.
Fans here in Oklahoma City.
Kobe up against Snyder, right by him. It'll count. Elevating for the easy one. Talking a little bit. Kobe on the run. Counts if it goes, and he's got it off the glass.
Dallas wanted some more of that smoke, or did they?
Yes! Late never got there for Kobe. He's ridden by Howard. It'll count. He's got it. Good dude. 30-footer. Gets it. Unbelievable. Kobe on the turnaround. Does it again.
He would give the Rockets buckets, too.
Another fall away. Good touch. Lakers by a point.
Especially after T-Mac got on the team. You know how much he loved playing T-Mac. I miss the Kobe versus T-Mac days, man. That was a lot of fun.
Kobe with Lamar. Kobe the distance makes it look easy. It's expended by a guy like McGrady. Kobe deep three. Yes. Yeah, Kobe with the shot clock all the way down. Past McGrady on the follow away. Does it again. You can hear the shot clock.
That strong body of his effectively tonight.
Kobe to the hole. Count it if it goes. It does.
He's the player. If you're trying to get back in it, You better have him on the floor.
Kobe gets the three. A deep Kobe on the jab step. Does it again.
Give me that.
Steals it away.
Pal, don't worry. You're going to be a member of the Lakers soon, pal. Just take these buckets right now. Is that Jared Jack? Or is that Sam Cassell? I think that's Sam Cassell. No, Sam Cassell was on the Clippers at the time, I think.
Got it again.
While he's saving it.
He's going
Might
up.
be Jared Jack. I'm not sure.
The 20-footer.
Or Chucky Atkins. That might be Chucky Atkins. I can't tell because it's blurry. It's an old recording. Yeah, I don't think it's Sam Cassell. It's got to be Jared Jack or Chucky Atkins.
Finds Kobe. Not a bad idea. Kobe will go up with it.
Or I could be wrong on both. Boom.
Here comes the double spins away from O'Connor. Inside off.
Too strong, baby. Too strong.
Good read. He's got Kobe on the trail. Leaves it off with a beauty.
Give me that.
The reverse dunk from Kobe. Smush on the assist.
I miss Ronnie Turioff, man. Oh, man. He had a great story, man. Great story. Had some heart problems. Dude was full of energy. I was mad when we lost him.
Yes, you believe it. No, actually, it didn't get the rim. Nothing but net.
Now, you know how hard it is to shoot a double clutch jump shot from 30 feet?
Kobe up against Josh Smith. Going around him. And on the reverse.
That was a tough spin.
What a beauty.
Josh Smith all over him. Right, here's the All-Star game. Putting the moves on weight. Kobe did a nasty move right here, right here. Split Vince Carter and Dwayne Wade, and that was a clutch bucket. You see there's 30 seconds left. Between the back of his legs, splits the two defenders into a running fadeaway. Let's see that fast again, real time again.
No, actually, it didn't get the rim. Nothing but net.
I remember watching that. I was like, good Lord. What a clutch bucket.
Kobe up against Josh Smith. Going around him. And
My bad, we blinded a little bit too far.
what a beauty.
For the Western Conference squad, Tony Parker of the Spurs.
Don't get caught by the footwork, Mr. Wade. Whoop. Back between the legs. Split.
That's exactly what Kobe Bryant does. A spectacular move by
I was mad, bro, because
through the legs.
I think the final shot, it went to Tracy McGrady, obviously, because they were in Houston, but he missed it. Back when the All-Star games were competitive.
And back comes Bryant. Hey, Bryant all the way. Yes, and the foul.
Too strong, buddy.
The beautiful spin, and then he does this so
Garcia,
well.
I remember him.
Now Kobe gets it. Here's Bryant. Got the step. And scores.
Hanging in the air, man.
This Laker defense.
That was a tough fadeaway as he's walking into his body.
6 assists, 5 rebounds. Bryant, yes.
To Kobe.
Bryant to the fadeaway.
Crazy thing is, he would hit these fadeaway jumpers with regularity. Regularity. And he would take a heavy dosage of it, man. A nice dose of fadeaways. Crazy, man. His shot making ability was only very few players could compare. Mike, obviously. T-Mac had a similar shot making ability.
No travel. They've been here all week.
Fadeaway.
But not this guy's really good.
Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant has 7 feet, right? He's 7 foot tall, and it's amazing that KD can do what he can do at 7 feet. That's not shade, but you know, to be 6'6" and giving up so much height makes it harder. But the fact that Kevin Durant can do that at 7 foot is phenomenal. Love KD.
Just jacking up threes. It wouldn't go. Kobe for 3. Buries it.
Got to give Celtics that work too.
Deep three-pointer. Court. Kobe Bryant working on Allen, spins him into the lane, gets him in the air.
Right by. And one thing Kobe would say, he's like, the first defender is almost non-existent to me. The first defender doesn't exist because I'm going to get past him regardless. So he's never looking at the first defender. So that crossover, my word. So he's always focused on the second defender and the help defense and what he's going to do with how they rotate over. And that's what he's looking at. First defender rarely phases him. Good Lord. Fake, step through left. Revert. Oh my God. Between two arms crossing. Sick. Oh, I'm going to hit this one from long range.
It's just incredible. He's got enough time, though, with Jared Jack on him. And elevates. Two zone earlier, the Blazers. Now Kobe following over Blake, a beauty. Now Kobe, quick elevation, the beauty. Wheeling down to the baseline over Diagu. Tough and makes it look easy. Kobe over Petrus, does it again.
Dude, his stroke is so pure. Guide hand, release, arc, all that stuff.
Over Derek Fisher, automatic. Sasha recognizes that. Kobe, a long three. He did it. Derek Fisher. Now the following over Fish. Yes. Clutch, 97-85. Up against Richardson, the follow-away, deep on the baseline. Did it again.
Oh my God. It ain't, even when players shoot fadeaways now, it ain't the same. It don't look the same. It's not as poetic. It's not as beautiful. And then it's not as pretty, man. And then everything leading up into the fadeaway. The footwork, the shoulder, using the body, it all ain't the same, man. It was just, when Mike and Kobe did it, it was just beautiful, man. Beautiful. Majestic.
Over Hamilton. Did it again. The guy is incredible. Around Parker. All the way to the rack. Count it. It'll beat the
He used to give the Spurs the work, too. Dude, Kobe dunked on Tim Duncan like 5 times. Not even facial, like 5 times in his career. I remember this shot. Just kind of threw it up there. With skill, though. Watch. Whoop. Guide hand, everything. Release. Glass.
Kobe tries to tie it. He does it. This time. Elevating. Gives the Lakers the lead by on the break. Kobe up against Chris Paul. Leaves him. And the Lakers go. It'll be Kobe over Claxton for 3. Yes! Claxton trying to deny Kobe again. Kobe space on the baseline. Did it again. Kobe. Space on the right side if he wants to get down to the baseline.
It's clutch time, baby.
Yes, amazing.
It's clutch time, baby.
Kobe off the pick, breaks the double, contact, and the strength to get it home.
It's a good place for it to go.
Kobe underneath, unbelievable reverse dash
that seemingly are so difficult.
Late in the shot clock, he knows it. Over Bowen, got it, contested it up. He was surrounded by 3, though. What a spin on Bowen.
That was a smooth spin move. Stopped on a dime, pivot foot, reverse spin the other way. That was smooth. That was a tough reverse.
He goes around Tim again, gets hit on the head by Tim.
That was a tough reverse. Fading 2 defenders on you behind the backboard. Crazy. Giving the Spurs that work.
Penetration move. Kobe gets it home. Kobe over Artest. Yes. It'll be Kobe.
Oh, I love seeing him and Ron go at it.
He had Kobe on the spin, and the bank works again.
Falling behind by 8.
Kobe on the run. Their backcourt, 10 apiece for Banks and Davis. Kobe inside will count if it goes. For the Lakers at the defensive end. It does. Steal for Kobe. He'll finish easily.
Splits the defenders. Boom.
Beautiful. Cleared it. Kobe held up by Blunt. Goes anyway and
left hand.
Kobe over Hassel. Got it. On the double. The follow away. What strength? Are you kidding me? Check.
Great, crazy dude. He's just giving them doses. They keep sitting in the double team corner baseline, and he just still floating back. Oh my God, they thought they had him trapped. Couldn't do anything. Still found a way to the rim.
Kobe tees it up against the zone. Got it. Kobe. Another.
I wonder if the Lakers won that game, because I noticed they like to leave Kobe's like clutch moments off. Like that was if the Timberwolves did not score, then that was a game-winning field goal. But it's not one that I've seen displayed. Now the Lakers lost this game to the Cavaliers. I think LeBron James hit the go-ahead game-winning field goal in this game. I think. Good Lord, the difficulty on that shot.
Bryant, another tough shot. Kobe Bryant. As a clear out. Bryant puts it in. Tie game.
Floor to pay it off. Kobe fought away over Allen. Got it. Kobe all tied up. He'll face up against Allen.
Tony Allen. He said it was his toughest defender, but he would give him that work.
Is in his jersey. But what a move and what a result by number 8.
4 left. Kobe. Quick first step. Got it. Kobe. Quick release. Yes. Does it again.
And again and again.
And again and again and again.
On the stutter step by Artest. How's that for a teardrop? Kobe up the high screen to roll. Plenty of time. On the wheel. Top angle. Doesn't make any difference.
Away from number 8.
Kobe's got space, and he collects it. And that's the top of the shot clock. Down to the baseline against Artest. To step through with the right hand.
Couldn't do anything with it, baby.
Kobe elevates. Got it again. Kobe, good look from 3. And the Lakers regain the lead. Kobe.
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to go on that long, but I was just mesmerized by the shot making ability there. It was simply masterclass is what they like to say now these days, right? Masterclass is the word they use. Black Mamba, Kobe Bean Bryant, was an absolute magician when it comes to scoring. Definitely a top 3 score that I've ever seen. I'd have to say Kobe, in no order, Kobe, Mike, and maybe Kevin Durant. But his ability to score was absolutely phenomenal. And those were just scoring highlights. Like I said, he was an elite defender, but the best defensive shooting guard at the time, especially considering how much energy he would exert on the offensive end. But to be able to do it on the defensive end too, those weren't even defensive highlights. So, and his playmaking, he had good playmaking that season too. It's just that a lot of times, like I said, they bobbled his passes, they missed his shots, but he often found the open player. But he did have some nice passes, but those weren't passing highlights, just scoring highlights. But like I said, definitely one of the best campaigns ever, and I think arguably the best scoring campaign ever when you consider the percentage of scoring he took on with the pace of play for the league at the time and how many points teams were scoring. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the highest percentage all time. And definitely big shout out to Kobe Bean Bryant. That campaign will not be forgotten. You will be missed, but luckily we have all these highlights and footage of you to remember the great player that you were. In my opinion, top 5 all-time player. Kobe Bean Bryant, my opinion, the greatest Laker of all time. Rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. Thank you for blessing us with 20 years of amazing basketball leadership and teaching us all about being the best versions of ourselves through the Mamba mentality. You guys, let me know what you think about it. Like, comment, subscribe. Are you a Kobe fan? Do you know any Kobe fans out there? Let them know. Come through to this channel. A lot of channels aren't Kobe friendly. Here we are. Come join the family. We'd love to have you. Find happiness here. Find peace here with Kobe Bryant culture. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, take care, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. We out, baby.